that's not an uncommon thing if you consider yourself an artist.
Right.
That is part of artist development. And
Right.
if you want to be able to get out there, sing, dance, not miss a beat, be on key, that's the type of work that you got to do.
Right. You mentioned you were born in Chattanooga. You moved to Atlanta at a very, very young age. And you said your mom, I read where you said your mom like kind of quit what she was doing to devote all of her attention to you. And you said your mom was like kind of hard on you and making sure that's what you wanted. Where does your stance? Because we see Richard, Venus and Serena. Richard Williams was very hard on them. We see Tiger's story. His dad was hard on him. And then I see Dwight Howard trying to push his son, and he gets blowback. So where's Usher? If your kids, how are you going to be with your son? You say you got a son that's playing basketball now. How's Usher, the parent, given where he came from, knowing what he knows, how's he going to be?
Man, I deal with the same, issues that any parent deals with. Kids who are influenced by, the things that they see, the things that they get into. But the one thing that I do is care for my kids, right? I view disciplinary, kind of measures as something that is preparing your kids, especially black kids, for, the reality of the world that they're living in. I hold you to a higher standard. I personally hold you to a higher standard because I know what work it takes to be great. And for parents who do that, look at the evidence. Look at the incredible, artists, the incredible athletes that were created in that moment. This generation may not necessarily have the same respect, but God bless the coaches that we have. God bless the mentors and stuff that we have that motivate our kids, because it almost puts this pressure on parents to not be parents. Right. Nah, it's a hard dynamic, especially if you come from an industry where you know what it takes to not naturally kick into that mode and say, yo, if you want to do something, you want to play basketball, you got to run at a certain rate. I'm going to push you. If you really want to do this, you got to show me. You're going to show up on time. You ain't on time, give me push-ups right now. What? Yeah, give me push-ups, run these laps. Run these suicides right now. You serious, Dad? Yeah, for real. And I'm not playing. And if I catch you, if I get there before you do, you're gonna give me 100 extra push-ups.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? That's just the nature of the animal that is inside of who we are as I don't know, man, as entertainers, as athletes. So I don't look at any of that kind of disciplinary kind of measure as a bad. I do think it's equally important to talk to your kids.
Okay.
If you're gonna push them that way, then you gotta love on them just as much.
You gotta explain to them why you pushing.
There you go. That's right. They gotta know that, my dad's gonna push me to be great. My dad's gonna talk to me as well and help me understand why he's pushing me the way that he is.
But how is that? Because you have to understand, you're in a totally different situation than what they are. Your mom didn't have it like your kid's dad has it.
Right.
So they're looking because you like, man, I gotta get my mom out of this situation. I want to have. Well, your kids come home, they got a 6-car garage, they got 25,000 square feet, they got nanny, they got maid, they got chef, they got all of that.
Yeah. that is a harsh reality, which is more the reason why you got to be harder on them. But mindful that their normal is different than our normal.
Right.
And the access that they have is greater and grander, and the expectation is actually higher. That's the one thing that I have empathy for my children, especially the ones, that, I named my son Usher. So every time he's out, obviously there's that pressure. I've even battled at times, my kids, sometimes they don't want me to come. They don't want me to be at the, that basketball game or their recital, or they want me to be very, very low key because they don't want that energy. They don't want, Dad walked in the room and took,
all their focus off of me.
Yeah, and it's hard because I try my hardest to have that empathy, but I want to be there, you know what I'm saying? Countless times being able to just sit at the back of the room quiet, you know what I'm saying, is keep myself as small as possible and be as quiet as I possibly can.
You want to be a parent.
Yeah, man, yeah. But it is, you're right, like that access and that reality that they're looking at, it gives them some expectation. And unfortunately, I can't take it back, you know what I'm saying? Like I walked so that we could ride, you know what I'm saying? And now that you're riding, I want you to understand the importance of walking.
Right. Did you always, at the age of 10, 11, and 12, you were on Star Search, did you always know you wanted to be this?
Well, which part of this do you mean, right? Because
the guy that's sitting across from me, that's internationally known, that goes and sells out every concert, the guy that's almost at 100 shows at a residency, the guy that's doing the halftime show, one of the king of R&B. This.
Thank you very much.